Husky Energy is contributing land, money, and other kind support amounting to $150,000. The Lloydminster Region Health Foundation is leading the fundraising campaign to cover the additional $200,000 needed to complete the project. This will reduce the number of patient handovers between different healthcare teams, as well as free up EMS ambulance ground crews. We'll have more on this story tomorrow on Newcap News. Well, Lakeland College was a place of respect, kindness, and reconciliation this morning as representatives from around the area all came together for one common goal. Ryan Craig has the details.
Multiple people from around the Lloydminster area gathered at Lakeland College to show their support for the healing of the relationship between communities and First Nations.
We're trying to get our kids and let other towns, communities, people know that we're ready, we're willing to come out, we're willing to work, to go to school, we're willing and to do great things, to be partners in every sense of the word. That's what reconciliation means to us.
Guests signing the reconciliation papers range from individuals representing local businesses and organizations to important figures in government and nations.
Well, these kinds of events are important because it helps build relationships, it helps develop trust, and it allows people to move forward in developing the relationship and bringing real reconciliation into a community and into a region.
Reconciliation talks began back in 2016, making an event like this a long time coming.
2016, I remember walking into that room here, being nervous, apprehensive, didn't recognize anybody, but I knew that I knew someone had to go in there, someone had to open those doors.
While the event is a step in the right direction, there is still a long way to go.
The next steps would be for them to develop the direction that they wish to go. This is the beginning, and there's going to be and will be a much longer process that will follow, and it's up to the participants and the signatories to determine the next steps.
Ryan Craig, Newcap News.
Released last week, the Saskatchewan budget had several numbers of interest for Lloydminster residents. Most notable is a decrease of $10.7 million going to urban municipalities, putting the total at $155 million. And despite the decrease in funding, Mayor Albers doesn't expect this to have a major impact on the city, since there are no new taxes implemented.
It was a government, a new premier, a new minister of finance brought out the budget, and it was very interesting, but overall, from a municipal perspective, we are no better, no worse than we were basically going into the budget.
Also in the budget is increased funding in policing grants to a total of $17.5 million. Albers says it's unclear if that will benefit Lloydminster.
Due to the policing structure today, the contract that we have with the RCMP affects the residents of the city and the city proper. From that perspective, I'm not sure what we'll see in the rural, but we certainly appreciate if there's enhanced police presence in the rural that borders up against our city. I think it'll be an improvement.
Infrastructure spending also decreased by $10.9 million, with $123 million going to municipal projects. The mayor says it's unlikely this will affect Lloydminster's plans for the wastewater treatment plant.
Because this is a cooperation of the two provinces, before we move forward with the federal government, we're still waiting on the second piece from the government of Alberta.
Well, the story of where our food comes from got a boost this week as area kids took their classroom to the farm. Our Gerard Lampow got a taste of this year's Ag Education Day.
Yes, I like him.
For some 20 years, kids in Lloydminster and area have been benefiting from Ag Education Day put on by the Lloydminster Exhibition Association. It's a good teaching opportunity to show everyone our food story.
Some is from their sides, through their and in their tummy too. Yeah. Okay.
These kids are pretty excited to learn which part of the animal makes their favorite foods.
This year we have over 1,300 students, grade 1 and grade 2s, coming through the Ag Ed Day. Some of them are rural students, some of them are city students, but that doesn't mean they have every aspect of agriculture on their farms or in their homes. So their information that they get and the knowledge that they get is incredible today.
There are 9 different aspects of agriculture that the kids are exposed to, with some presentations led by kids from local 4-H clubs.
We've been telling them about saddles, how they pull stuff, what they're used for, about their saddles or bridles, everything that goes on a horse.
It's a busy time for the kids as when the cowbell rings, it's time to move to the next display.
I explained to them that the grains that we grow on our farm and how much they eat them every day, that they probably don't even realize that they're eating these grains every day, but they are a major part of their diet.
The kids get an activity book to take home and a real-life understanding that our food has a story.
Yes! I love bacon!
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.
Well, some brave students are getting ready to hit the Vic Juba stage for the upcoming Pecha Kucha 2.5. And as we see in this week's Beyond the Classroom, the event is not only an eye-opening opportunity for the audience, but for the speakers as well. After a successful inaugural Pecha Kucha presentation last year, both LCSD and LPSD are looking forward to giving students in the community an opportunity to get on stage again.
Last year when I spoke at Pecha Kucha, it was, I think, the scariest thing I've ever done. I still, to this day, don't know how I got myself up on that stage to speak. And then afterwards, even though I was absolutely terrified, it was honestly the best thing I've ever done.
I wanted to get involved with Pecha Kucha because I'm very passionate about what I'm talking about, and I want to make a difference in the world, and I thought, what better way than alongside people of my age.
This year's theme will center around light, giving students an opportunity to share what the topic means to them in under 7 minutes.
The way I see light is as everyone's unique personal traits and personality and everything, and how we need to treat one another better and not dim that inner light.
Although the task of public speaking can seem daunting, alum Lizelle hopes the opportunity is as life-changing for them as it was for her.
I really hope that they can see the same transformations in themselves as I saw in myself, because it's been such a growing experience to me. It's been so beneficial for me in becoming who I am now.
It is terrifying, but I know that I can do it, and I know that I'm going to be a lot happier once it's done.
Pecha Kucha 2.5 will take place at the Vic Juba Theatre on May 9th.
This is Newcap Sports.
Baseball season is upon us. No, really, despite the snow outside, teams outside the border city have begun play, excluding the Northwest Prairie Pirates, but they're close. The Pirates have been busy preparing for the upcoming season, and as Lance Phillips reports, all signs point to a very good season on the diamond.
Last year's 8-22 regular season record certainly wasn't what the Pirates had expected, but a Western Canadian AA championship was a nice finish. Add an extra year under head coach Josh Herbach-South, and everyone's eager to begin play outdoors.
I'm excited. I definitely think there's an improvement. We had a great group of kids last year, but in the end, in this country, reps and commitment is key.
We've seen substantial progress in all these players. So I think, as I alluded to last time we spoke, we're excited to get on the field so we can see how far they've come.
In 2017, the Pirates experienced an effort to shift the team's culture, and it's taken time to root. But the formula is working, and everyone's noticing the differences this time around.
Makes sense?
We don't give up, really. Like, if we get in a slump or something like that, we can usually pop back from it.
Everybody being accountable for what their responsibilities are on the team, and if they make a mistake, own up to it, move forward. But accountability and responsibility are things I preach on a day-to-day basis.
The Synergy Vault has provided the team a place to go that mimics a baseball field while snow is on the ground. That, coupled with new off-season work, has put the Pirates in a position to win right away, a different scenario than the beginning of last season.
Like I said, there's some growing pains, and once we found our comfort zone, we were able to play some good baseball. So we're way ahead of that this year.
We have 11 out of our 15 kids that have been playing ball since last September. So I think when we hit the ground running, I think we're going to take off.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.